Welcome to Zocaso Training. This is training module number 2, and I am taking you through the life cycle of a trip request and how to respond to trip requests on Zocaso. I just want to remind you, if this is your first viewing of the training modules, to click on the HD, the high definition button, to view the screen as clearly as possible. All right, let's get started. I wanted to show you a notification that will go to the email address that you've specified on your account, and it'll look something like this. It'll come as an email address, email message directly to you, and all you have to do is click on the View Trip Request, and it'll take you to the trip request in Zocaso. So if this is the first time that you've looked at a trip request, then please read it carefully. I'll take you through the sections. Traveler information includes the name of the traveler, the country of residence, and the phone number. If there is a phone number that the traveler provides, then before you've accepted the trip, we actually tell you that that the phone number is available, but we will only show it after the initial response. This is to protect Zocaso and the traveler in case you decide not to accept the trip. Basic information is below, and that includes departure date, flexibility, what destination they're looking for, and then trip duration. What preferred travel style, a lot of times we give them only the option of 3-star, 4-star, or 5-star. Sometimes they'll indicate 2 out of 3, 1 out of 3, or 3 out of 3. And please, take this with a grain of salt and read the entire trip request, including the budget, to get an understanding of whether or not it makes sense. Services needed. Another very important thing to look for is international flights here to see if they request that international flights are included in their quote. This will also be mentioned in the budget per adult, and we ask the question as well, does your budget include international flights? So please read this carefully when you are deciding whether or not you want to accept or decline this trip request. So the flight information is generally here. If they haven't indicated where they are departing from, then we would recommend that you ask for that clarification in your first message. Generally, what happens at what stage of trip planning are you in? We ask, we give them four set responses. I'm still dreaming, which we generally don't send to our travel companies. I know I'm going, just don't know which country. That one a lot of times we don't send as well, but we definitely send. I'm definitely going to know which country, and already have some quotes one to compare to our travel partners. So if you see that someone said they already have quotes, this often varies in terms of what people mean by that, and sometimes that means that they've done a quick internet search so they have an idea about flights. Other times they have full quotes available, competitive quotes, so you should clarify that before you assume anything. Okay, and the trip details is all here as well. Make sure to read this carefully before you decide whether or not to accept and decline. It's also very important to accept or decline within 24 hours, and this is a courtesy to Zocaso and to our other partners, because if you do decline the trip request, then we can quickly match the trip to some of our other qualified partners. We also ask, if you do decline the trip request, to indicate in writing why that is, so that we can learn better for the future what works for your travel company and what doesn't. Often the budget is not quite sufficient, and we initially, especially in the first month or two, will ask for clarification from you as to why this doesn't work for you guys. But I am actually going to go ahead and accept this trip request, and I recommend that you right-click on I'm interested, accept, and open this in a new tab, because what really helps in terms of doing that is then you can respond to the traveler and be able to view the trip requests at the same time, and that's very useful when you're thinking how many days were they looking for, what services were they looking for exactly, and you can switch back and forth between the tabs really easily. So here is your introduction to your company that is automatically pre-filled. If there's anything that you want to change and you want to continue to save in the profile, you can leave this checked. If you want to change something but you don't want it saved, you just uncheck it. And then we recommend that you write additional questions for the traveler, and you can either do that by putting just saying many nights in Santorini. Is this for? And this will be included into one. It will be aggregated into one message, and it will look like one seamless message for the traveler. What you'll also find is that we automatically pre-fill the salutation in the initial greeting, so please don't include a salutation here. It looks very unprofessional. One thing that is required, and this is a must when you first respond to the traveler, is that you create a trip request title. And so, this is a marketing opportunity, so be creative in terms of your trip titles. Also, try to keep the trip number keep track of that trip number, because especially if you only specialize in Greece, that can be hard to find. So just keep track of the trip numbers as well. You can include pricing details if those are ready, photos, which are a great marketing tool as well, and then this was under company profiles, but you can also edit and include here. So this can be saved to your company profile the same way as the company introduction. So when you go ahead and submit, this message is sent to the traveler, and a new trip request is available. Since there was a phone number available, you'll see that this pop-up appears that says, now the phone number is available, and we recommend that you call as soon as possible, because we find that it really increases conversions. So sending a message and calling are the best ways to follow up with the traveler, so we highly recommend it. So you go ahead and do that. The trip request is then the new trip plan, and the message is sent to the traveler, and they're notified of that. If they don't respond within a couple of days, then we recommend that you go into company inbox and send them a notification email, and just let them know that you're waiting for a response from them. One way you can keep track of these messages and whether or not it's been a while since a traveler responded to you is you can go to company trips and see messages for which you're awaiting a response. If it's been over a week, then we will automatically notify you, and that's available here in messages for which you're awaiting a response. Okay, well, that is pretty much the way that you respond to a trip request. In terms of updating activity, then we recommend going into trips and responding to messages, but also letting us know what the status is of trips, and whether they've been chosen, if they've been sold, and then or if they have become inactive because they've been declined by the traveler, there's been no traveler response, or the traveler has actively canceled the trip. So you can do that here in the active tab under trips. Once a trip is sold, we recommend that you go into sales and edit the commission information, and then we will have a good idea as to how much the trip is selling for, and when your travelers are ready to depart. So that's if there is any then if there's an airfare, then please indicate that so we know that what you're taking out of our 6% commission. And then for the month of travel, we will invoice you on the 15th of the next month, and the commission is due by the end of the next month, after the month of departure. So that is the life cycle of a